All right, turn your radio up. Turn your radio up. We got a special re-up presentation for you today. How about you? Good?
Oh
Oh
yeah.
shoot!
Yeah, I got the
Turn the
light
light.
everywhere.
We got a special re-up so which for you tonight. You got me, the Deacon Seaworth. You got Lasagna. I think Dion gonna be joining us. I hadn't heard anything different, so he's gonna be popping in here probably a little bit late. If not, um, shout out to my boy Dion. But as you can see, there is a third person already in the room with us. His name is
Yes.
D'Andre Womack. The name
Boy.
sounds very familiar, right? So I've been
Mhm.
trying to do some research ever since I met this brother. This weekend, this past weekend, I was at my deacons meeting, Lasagna, at my
Oh, already now? You was
deacons
deaconing.
brunch. Yeah, I
Mhm.
was deaconing. Well, it was
Mhm.
kind of like a couple's deacon wives, you know, just there having breakfast and to kind of talking through, some stuff, some plans and stuff for the future, with the church and everything. And this young man that I'm about to introduce to you guys came up and he did the opening prayer for us. And then he did the closing prayer for us, and then he let us hear his brand new single that they came out. And I was like, man, I didn't know we had deacons in here doing it like this, singing and just, you know, just bringing down the house, man. So super excited. Got to introduce myself to him, meet him, and I wanted to invite him on the show. You know,
All right.
so without further ado, we do have D'Andre Womack on the line with us right now. Um, gifted singer. He's been, according to his bio, he's been writing since he was a little kid. Like he's been
Mhm.
doing this since 5 years old, I believe. His father is a very um, popular gospel singer. And if I'm not mistaken, his name is Ricky Womack.
Yes.
Am I right?
Yes.
Hey,
Yes.
Ricky Womack. Was he with the DFW choir?
He was actually with the initiation of the DFW Mass Choir. Yes.
Okay. So saying he might remember Fred Williams. Fred Williams used to be with the DFW choir too. So
Yeah,
I
he
know they
was.
probably all run in the same circle. So um, I listened to some of his music. I actually even pulled it up just so we can have some reference for it. Because we got people that listen from all over. I'm from the
Mhm.
East Coast
True.
and everywhere. So we want to just make sure that we introduce everybody to everything that we got going on. But at this point, DeAndre wants to, take his music career to a different height. And I believe in June 8th, he released his first debut CD or single.
Yes.
And we're going to listen to that tonight. Nice dance track. So a little two-step.
All right.
I can see me doing some things to this. So DeAndre, welcome to the show, man.
Well, thank you very
Definitely.
much. Thank you very much for having me. And yes, the reference to my father, yeah, that touches my heart because yes, my father, was a gospel singer. We grew up, watching him, lead the choir at our church in San Diego,
Come
and
on now.
performing, in different churches and so forth. And yeah, to your point, I began writing. I was writing songs as a child. We used to sing them with my brother and our cousin who's in heaven now,
Mhm.
Robert Booker Jr. And for most of my adult life, however, I was focused primarily on working in offices, working, trying to climb the corporate ladder and so forth. But recently, combination of discussions with deacons. We had a fellowship meeting after we, got out of an escape room, and we escaped, by the way.
Okay.
And yes, and that, and also the Potter's House event that took place, a couple of months ago. It, as you've heard, I had the revelation that, you know what, God doesn't give you talent for no reason.
That's right.
Some of the challenges you're going through, maybe it's God trying to tell you, you know what, use the talent I've given you.
Hey, come
So
on now.
Absolutely.
I decided to go ahead, go in the studio, because this song, I actually wrote this song over a decade ago.
Okay.
Wow.
My brother,
Okay.
my brother, actually, initially produced the track for me, wrote the song, and so I went in the studio, I recorded it, and got it mixed and mastered, got it released. It's available on all streaming platforms now: Apple Music, iTunes, Pandora, Tidal, YouTube, Spotify, and more. And so, yes, I've decided, you know what, it's time for me to use the talent that God has given me. And
So let me
put it out
ask you
there.
this: how was it growing up in a? It sounds like your whole household has been in music, man. So I mean, what did it look like around Thanksgiving and Christmas and all these different holidays, with all these different voices in the house, man?
Well, it was typically a lot of singing going on because my brothers and I, we were singing with each other as well. And my mother was part of the gospel group with my father. So whether we were in Longview, my father would sing at a church in Longview, Texas there. We were, in San Diego, if we were in Dallas, so we would do so. And it was interesting because, he wasn't, Joe Jackson. He wasn't chasing us. He wasn't chasing around the house. But my father was very, he was very on it about, if I was the tenor, one of my brothers was, my brothers was alto and so forth, then hey, you got to hit it right. You got to do it right. He
Okay.
was teaching us, breathe. Breathing is not, chest in and out. Breathe with your stomach. And, inhale, exhale. That way you can extend the notes longer. And yes, he was very serious about the harmony that we did. Everybody had to have their parts. We got to the point where my brothers and I, well, we could hit harmony for any song that came out. We were we
Wow.
were not on the radio, but we were in direct competition with Jodeci and Boys to Men.
Come on now, y'all can
Oh,
sing.
I
Yes,
love
sure.
it. Those
He
those
was
are
he was on the 5. Joe Jackson was on that 10. His daddy was on about that 7. He said about 5
on the
to
Mm,
7.
7.
see, there we go. Yes,
So, are you the youngest brother, or where do you fall in
I'm the
to the
second
mix?
oldest. I'm
Second
the second
oldest.
oldest, and
Okay.
I have, yeah, two younger than I am. Yes.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
All
The
right.
oldest being Ricky Jr.
Okay.
Okay.
That's awesome. I can't wait to hear this music. With all them chests in and out, and Dad got them right. He got them notes right. He do.
So, growing up, I like to just kind of dabble a little bit deeper before we do get into the song. How did you? So it sounds like you were singing, right? You
Yes, sir.
grew up in a household with music. Why did you take a different path initially, go into like corporate America or anything like that? What was your thought process with that? And then if you could just go into a little bit more detail on how I know you said you were talking to some of the brothers, and I mean, did they hear you singing and they just encourage you like, man, you gotta put your voice on some wax? Walk me through that part of the story real quick.
Yes. Okay. Now, unfortunately, my father he fell victim to cancer
Mm,
early in my adult years,
Mm,
and shortly after, actually, my son was 1 years old when there's one day I was dropping my wife off at work. My mother called because my father had been in the hospital.
mm,
My mother called, hey, the doctor's saying your father is not, he's unfortunately he may not be much longer, so you all need to come to the hospital. And so my wife ran in because my wife worked in Fort Worth. She ran upstairs, talked to her boss, came on back down. I'm headed home. I'm calling my brothers, calling one of my brothers, Carl. Hey, we got to go to the hospital. Not getting good news here. I get home, and my older brother Ricky, he's there with my son. Junior comes out the room and he's crying. I ask, hey, what's wrong, son? I don't know. He's just crying. And then the phone rang. It was my mother
mm,
announcing that my father he was called home.
mm,
So after that time, then unfortunately we kind of stepped away from the music at that point. My brother Ricky actually had kind of stepped into the role, kind of take over where my father was and everything. But unfortunately, it didn't continue that way.
Yeah.
But as you said, yes, I've been singing, but for fun,
Mhm.
karaoke, things like that, things of that nature. And there was an event with the deacons. It was like a fellowship meeting we had at a clubhouse, and they had karaoke, and I sang there, and I actually won an award, the singing award there.
What
And
song you sing?
I sang, oh, I sang a song about how someone who you love can save you from you know going into a dark place in your life.
Hmm.
Like say if you start drinking, you could become alcoholic.
Hmm.
So I got up there and I told the story about the used to spend my nights in a bathroom
Oh
with no what young love I know. Till she rescued me from reaching for the bottle and brought me back from being too far gone. She
oh
was,
yeah.
yeah, she was actually smooth as Tennessee whiskey.
Ah.
So,
I
and
love it.
and I actually,
You see what I heard? What song you saw that? You heard that voice? That soul?
Oh yeah.
the
Oh
deacon,
yeah.
the deacons actually told me, what? Hey, let's see, hey, pick a song we can sing together. And so, fortunately, I had already chose one more song for us to sing together. Um, the words are eluding me right now, but oh, I remember. It was nighttime, so it sounded odd for me to say that. I've got sunshine on a cloudy day. When it's cold outside, I've got the month of May.
Yes.
And then the brother said, I guess you say, what can make me feel this way? My girl, my girl, my girl, talking about my girl, my girl. See, deacons appreciated that,
Yes,
and,
sir. They
and,
did.
and from the look in their eyes, so do the wives.
Okay.
Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah, Sean,
Yes.
this gonna be good. This already right. See, that's what I think. When singers come on the show, they do like him. See, I ain't even had
Yeah.
to beg him to hit a
We didn't
note.
even have
He
to
was
ask them, right? I love
ready.
it.
Well,
What
you
kind of
got,
questions you got for
yeah.
him, son? Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No,
Oh
go
no, I
ahead.
was gonna say you never know who's watching. Diddy might be. Wait. Oh no, never mind. Not Diddy. Never mind.
Okay. He can't do it. We gonna get everybody on this show. We gonna talk to them in it. All of them. We want them all blessed and delivered.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah. We want
ma'am. Yes,
even
ma'am.
Diddy.
Now let me ask you, the world is tough. And I was, listening to you before the show. Like, what inspires you to keep going? Like, what is the one thing that you could say? It may be several things, but the one that you can really pinpoint, like, this is my anchor, this keeps me going on my roughest days, toughest days. I know if I do, tell me what's your, your base.
Well, part of it is obviously the support of my wife, the support of my family.
Awesome.
And my family. Like, for matter of fact, when I produced a song and I released it, some of my cousins, female cousins, they didn't even reach out to me to tell me in advance. They get one of them said, you know what? Let's get a video of us dancing this song in the pool. And they recorded a video of themselves dancing to the song in the pool and then
Okay.
shared it with me. Yes, and so yeah, the support of my
Mhm.
family. I love my family so much. Okay, and
Awesome.
I thank God every night for the family, the fellowship, the love, and the protection of my family. Okay,
Awesome.
and I tell you, in listening, to the word in the Potter's house, so many times when Bishop Jakes is preaching, it sounds like somebody went and told him, "Hey, let me tell you what's going on with Womack." And so it
Okay.
sounds like he's talking directly to
We
me.
all had that testimony.
It has touched upon my heart so many times. Sometimes I had to sit there at ooh, hold on, let me get some tissue because
Oh, that's the
Yeah.
truth.
it's touching my heart too much. And
Yeah.
so yes. And to your point, okay, there was a gentleman who used to play guitar for my father.
Mhm.
My mother reached out to him after I recorded the audio for my song. I mean the vocals for my song. And we went and talked to him, everything, and I already liked this song. And then he sent me a recording of my audio, and he added some music to it.
Hmm.
And he said, "This is how I would do it." So I connected with him, and so we piggybacked off of my brother's original music, and he added to it. And this man, his name is Madaku Chinwa. He's actually a Grammy award-winning producer of a song Erica Badu sang
Okay.
in the movie Brown Sugar.
Okay.
So you know what? Yeah, he works in mysterious ways. The connections that he makes for you. For example, I made a connection with a deacon at a breakfast this past Saturday. He has a live radio show. So I thank God for it.
Yes.
But yes, that is my anchor. The anchor is the fellowship and the love of my family and the talents and abilities given to me and continued to be given to me by the Lord.
Man, that's
You know,
awesome.
it's
So,
it's, it's funny how when you start stepping into the purpose and the will of God, for your life, how things kind of fall in place. You know what I mean? Like you might be nervous, you might be, like, oh God, I didn't know, or I didn't know I should be doing this, or I don't know how to do this, or whatever. But as soon as you start making that step towards whatever direction He's leading you, you find that He's already had things in place. Like when we started doing this company, J Agape, um, I remember I was like, I didn't go to school. I went to school for engineering. I didn't go to school for media marketing or anything like that. And when it was in my heart to build a platform like this, I was just okay, God, and I stepped. And then I met people like Lasagna. I met Dion. I met everything was already there. And Lasagna's story. She, God was bringing her to Texas, and
mhm.
in just a miraculous way. So, just I'm saying that to encourage you. Like, I know
Mhm.
a couple of months ago these deacons were encouraging you, but if God put this on your heart and He's put this inside of you, there's a reason for this. And it's so funny because just last week we interviewed a friend of the show that opening
Mhm.
music that you heard on. He actually made that for us. His
Mhm.
name is Eric Matthews, and recently he's stepped out. He's been doing gospel music. He's sung with people like John P. Key and stuff like that. But now he's doing R&B. And um, one of the conversations I know we had last week was being a artist like yourself that grew up in a household with Christian music. Talk to me about what you're going to bring to this secular side of things, because I know this song that we're about to listen to is more of a secular song. But tell me like how your faith influences that
Mhm.
type of music, or will influence that type of music, because we need that. We don't have too many songs like sunshine on a cloudy day anymore in this world. So we need more of those
Mhm.
type of songs in the
Yeah.
secular arena.
Yes, and to your point, I love R&B type music, and as you said, okay, there's no groups like Boys to Men, like Jodeci, like Silk, and so many of them.
Mhm.
The R&B is not what it once was, okay,
No.
and you don't hear a lot of harmony in songs and so forth,
Mhm.
and it actually kind of got the revelation. You know what? There are a number of people out there who do want to hear that. And
Mhm.
yes, it's great to listen to Sade and Luther and so many, but you know what? It'd be nice to introduce something new to them as well.
Yes.
And to your point, I actually have multiple more songs recording. I gotta wait till the finances are right to get in the studio to get those
Hmm.
recorded, mixed, and mastered as well. But the plan is to release them as well. And I can tell you it's interesting, but I'm actually about trying to save up some money and head overseas because according to Apple Music, the place that my song is getting played the most is in London, England.
Come on now.
Wow. In London.
Yeah,
Okay. I
That's
can see
all.
that. I can
yeah,
see that.
it's
I
played
can
played
see
on the
that.
radio stations over there, and actually, there's over 60 Shazams that took place. I was wondering like, who was sitting here playing it one day, and all these people pulling out their phones. Well, whose song is that? Let me listen to that. And so So yeah, I'm gonna keep on pressing. And right now, being an independent artist, I have to keep on working on the promotion
Yeah,
piece
Yeah,
of it, and keep on doing what I can, because you can only do what you can do. But
that's right.
but
absolutely,
I'm not gonna give up.
That's right. Come
absolutely.
on now. I like his
So
spirit show.
I do too. I do too. So Sonya, I've heard the song a couple of
Mhm.
times already. But you ready to hear the song?
Hey, I'm ready for you. I'm ready
You
for
ready?
you. Bring the
And then
song on.
we can back into it because I got some more questions. But do you want to introduce this song? Tell us a little bit about it before we bring it on.
Yes, the song you're about to hear is written and performed by D'Andre Womack. It's called "Step on the Floor." If you're anywhere near a floor, get ready to dance,
Mm.
because come on, come on.
Don't stop, you're moving like a fantasy. Well, I've been dreaming of you here with me. And here you are. Well, I've imagined the nights so many times before, when I can get you out here on the floor. But this is better by far. Step on the floor with me, my love. We'll dance a dance that we call love, 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 love. Now do it, baby. And I can try to hypnotize. I wanna cast more on you than my eyes. Oh, the way you move, hey, and when I behold it, to what they play, we can be golden. Let's dance away, dance away. Oh, 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 oh. Step on the floor with me, my love. We'll dance a dance that we call love, 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 love. Hey, hey. Step on the floor with me, my love. We'll dance a dance that we call love, 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 love. Move, show what you wanna do. Taking everything. You're the reason the music plays. Till the night we come together. Stand up, it's our chance. Time is right, girl, tonight for us to dance. Step on that floor with me, my brother. We'll dance a dance that we call love, 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 love.
You like that violin part too, huh? That's
Yeah, we had the end of the orchestra for a moment there.
I love it. I love it. What you think, Sonya?
Yeah, that violin, that was good. That whole thing. You need something for, you got the married couples and you get stuff. Your grandmama ain't gonna be shamed to come in the room. The kids can, you know what? Family reunion, birthday party, big mama house. I'm telling you, that's it
All
right
of
there.
that. All of that.
Everybody at the family reunion.
Let me ask you. I know you mentioned your cousins did a dance in the pool. Do you have a dance for this song?
I do. I actually created a dance before I went in the studio and recorded it, and I'm actually in the process now of creating, the video to show it.
Okay.
But I'll tell you
Oh
what,
yeah,
I gotta get it quick because we're celebrating one of my cousin's birthdays in September, and I gotta make sure I have the instructions for the family.
Okay.
okay, okay.
Mhm.
Yeah, you
Well,
better have
I like
instructions.
line dances, so I like to be a part of the.
Trust and believe.
Send me the
I'm gonna
directions.
share it. Yes.
Yes, sir. Oh, that's awesome. I wanted to circle back to when you talked about family. It's so amazing how you are intertwined with your family and love your family when the enemy is fighting family so hard in this day and age, and a lot of people are estranged from their family. It's so refreshing to hear somebody who's like, when I ask you your base, family,
Yes.
support, cousins, they got the video. That is almost an anomaly. I mean, the way families, the enemy gets in the details. I mean, he's meticulous. He's very intentional about tearing them up because he didn't want the strength and the unity and the love and the stability of the unified family. But I think it's awesome that you fight for the family. You with your cousins, you get in the video. I think that is profound, especially in this day and age. So I just want to say, I just commend you and appreciate what you're doing and how do you keep it together? Like, what kind of family dynamics do you all have that make you this close? Like, how does that happen?
I would have to say the cornerstone of this was our father, and our grandmother. They're in heaven
Mhm,
now,
mhm,
but they pushed the importance of family
mhm.
so seriously upon us, and their sons and their daughters carried that as well. My aunt, her name is Tracy. She's in San Diego. She's one of the greatest humans I've ever had
Wow,
the blessing to meet. She is wonderful. She's a wonderful person. My
man.
uncle, my father's younger brother.
Mhm.
Okay, well, since the time that my father has passed, he has stepped up and he has been such a support for our family through the challenges and the tragedies we faced. He has been, a key component to us making it through.
That's
And
awesome.
and my cousins, even those who grew up in California while we grew up in in Texas, or those who grew up in Philadelphia. Okay,
Mhm.
when we talk to each other, it's like we just saw each other last week.
Wow,
Whether it's been weeks, months, even a year since we've seen each other. Okay, I love my family. My family is so supportive.
man, that's awesome. That
I
is
love it.
awesome.
Yes, my family doesn't.
So when
Oh, I'm
you
sorry.
no, go ahead.
Okay, I
No,
was gonna
finish
say,
up.
okay, one of the things I love most about my family is my family doesn't care like how much money you have, how much money you make in a way like, oh, okay, they think they're better, whatever. They want you to make as much as you can. They want you to have as much as you can
Wow.
because my family doesn't look at none of my family looks at each other like I'm jealous of him or her, whatever. And it's like I know what I'm happy for him,
Mhm.
for her. I pray for him, for her. I want to support him and her because I want them to have peace. I want them to have joy, and I want them to have as much as they possibly can. And I
Wow.
love that the ladies in my family are such wonderful role models for my daughter who's getting ready to head off to college literally next weekend. Yes.
Oh,
I mean, I've got ladies in my family, with master's degrees, doctor degrees, in, nurses and, directors, it's like, oh, yes.
hmm,
Yes. I love it.
So Sonya mentioned that she mentioned husbands and wives liking this song. I can think of a couple of old school places that I like to go to that they have like old school songs that are
hmm.
nice jam to, but nothing new. You know what I mean? And so my question to you is, when you were writing this song, I know you said you wrote it a while ago. What was your inspiration? What was motivating you to write the words to this song or this type of vibe song?
I've always been one who is encouraged by and inspired to write songs about love,
Hmm.
and as opposed to love making, finding each other, keeping each other,
Hmm.
or if the relationship is ending, sharing how it hurts my heart because I wish we could have made it forever. But yes, I've
Yeah.
inspired by I love songs because it just the feeling that that when the lyrics come out when I sing it because it projects an image in my head of
Right.
the love. Yes.
Awesome.
So
Okay.
yes.
Real quick, your mom says she's very proud of you, Esther Womack. Shout out to
Oh,
Esther. Thanks for
All
listening.
right. All right. You know
um,
you do good when moms give you the shout out. You know
right,
you on the track. Proud of
right.
you, son.
mm,
So the other thing I would say, you touched on it, and I really want to highlight that. And it's one of the reasons why I feel like we need more Christians in that space, right? Because the way you even talk about love of loving a person, right? Not from
Mhm.
just a physical standpoint,
Right.
which again, unfortunately, a lot of the R&B music that you're listening to now is more from a physical standpoint,
Mhm.
and it paints a picture to a younger generation like this is what love is supposed to look like, and that might be a piece of it, that might be something along the lines of whatever, but the main core piece of what love is, there's not a lot of people really talking about that anymore. So
right.
I'm thankful for brothers like you that are getting in that industry, because that's what we got to hear more of, man. That's how we gonna get, what I mean, that's how we gonna infiltrate this music industry, and just really get some quality content out there, man. So I'm excited for you, man.
Well, I appreciate that. Yeah, I can tell you what. Another thing that I've been a challenge is so many times talking to people on the phone at work and so forth. Like, oh, you sound like you ought to be on radio.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And the thing about okay, I don't know how exactly I would do that, but thank you for telling me. And you know what? As we talked about, God's given me talent. I've unfortunately had not been able to use them other than messing with jokes and so forth. But I'll tell you what, I've been able to utilize some just in ministry at the church. For example,
Hmm.
parents come in with their children in the children's church in Destiny World. The little ones, got the little tears in their eyes or they're, upset. And I asked them, okay, so does this one like Sesame Street? Um, uh, kind of like, do they like that little red character? Like,
Mhm.
um, you mean, Elmo? Yes, like it. So, what I'm saying. Hello? Oh, you're not feeling good? Oh, Elmo wants you to be okay. All right. La 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 la. Elmo's world. And it's
Oh,
funny
so you got them
because
imitations down, got them impressions.
it's so funny because you see the look of the kid's face. Like, when did Elmo
Okay.
turn brown? Like,
Okay.
Right.
so, and some of these little kids, they look at you so seriously. Like, wait,
What just
yeah,
happened?
exactly, yes,
That's
So
awesome.
future tense, what's your goal? I know you said you have some more products, some more
yes,
projects that you're working on.
yes.
We're definitely going to join with you to pray and make sure that you get the finances, because we definitely want to see more from that. Anything we can do to help, push your music and get the word out there. We definitely want to be able to do that. Just a
Mhm.
sidebar, at the bottom of this, I'm going to make sure we have the link to go out and support the song. Go to Spotify, folks, and download it, buy it. You know what I mean?
Oh
Let's
Lord,
support
thank
them
you.
as much as possible, because this is what we have to do, definitely as a body of Christ. If we want to see a change, we want to see things get better
Mhm.
in different industries. This is one of the
That's right.
things we have to do, is support each other. And so, I'm definitely challenging anyone that hears this. Go check it out, and two-step in your living room. What's wrong with that?
Mm, yeah, I can tell you my next song that I plan on releasing. It is very R&B, and the story is about how a man should not be alone.
Okay.
Okay,
Well,
all right.
that's our nemesis.
Mhm.
And man should not be. You got that from the word.
It's not good for a
Good for
man to
man
be alone.
to be
It's not.
alone. That's from the word right
And
there.
so let me ask you this: you're married. How long have you been married?
As of yesterday, 24
Oh,
years.
come on
24 years.
now.
What?
As of
So
yesterday.
do he even look like when he
No,
said he had a child going to college
college.
and then
We all look. What
24
you talking
years?
Well, we got married in elementary school.
about? He made that
Okay.
up.
Yeah, okay. All right.
It
That
looked
makes
like it
sense.
though. Look like you said it like that, but it looked like it.
And that's
It
actually
do.
that's actually one of the main reasons why I'm still in Texas. Because my brother and I,
Okay.
we had made plans, we wanted to go back to San Diego.
Okay.
And I met
Mhm.
this young lady, in Lancaster who was from Duncanville.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
That's
Hmm.
my
Yeah,
neck
and
of the woods.
she pulled out, her line and her hook, and she brought me in. And yes,
oh, she pulled out her line. You see how he twisted the story. Look.
yes
Absolutely.
indeed, yes indeed.
No, that's funny. That's awesome though. That is amazing. How many children?
We have two with
Awesome.
us, and we have two in heaven.
Okay. Okay. That's
Yes,
awesome. That
yes.
is awesome.
One boy, one girl, and for the record, yeah, we're done.
Okay.
We're done.
You said that's it.
Yes,
Okay.
indeed. Yeah. It's about time for us to start, doing some exploring, some traveling. My daughter, she's go off to college. We're gonna be here
Oh,
supportive, but it's time for us to start,
mhm.
enjoying life a little bit as well.
That's awesome. Love it.
So what
Love it.
advice would you give others about pursuing their purpose, pursuing their dream? And I mean, I'll even take it a step further
Hmm.
from, and ask how they can, uncover what their purpose and what their dream is. Like what advice can you give them?
Think about what makes you happy. Think
Mm,
about what you feel inspired to do, and not even necessarily in terms of a business, but for example, say you want to try to help people improve their health. Then maybe it's for you to work in the health industry,
mm,
okay? Or possibly even to work in a certain ministry at a certain church.
mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hmm.
If you have ideas, if you're constantly, coming up with, ways to improve things in terms of technological, things and aspirations, you're really good with computer programming, you're figuring out, things that you've figured out to do because you've had to help out family members. You've had to help fix their computers, and, restore information on their hard drives and so forth. Then maybe the computer industry is where you need to be. Okay.
Right.
Or maybe if your wife or yourself are excellent cooks. You're
Mm.
always the one that the family's like, okay, hey, we're having a graduation
Yep.
celebration, or this is okay, you're gonna cook for us. Okay, oh, you gonna make that peach cobbler for us, or you gonna make that, that chicken spaghetti, whatever. If you have a couple of different dishes that you do and the family talks about it like it's a legend, then maybe
Hmm.
maybe that's the Lord telling you, you know what? We can use another soul food restaurant around here.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I don't
Right.
want to take nothing away. If you listen to me and you work at Sweet Georgia Brown, I don't take nothing from you. But that's pretty much the only soul food restaurant we really have in the DFW Metroplex,
Okay.
and it has been for decades.
Okay.
Okay, so yeah, man.
Yeah, you're right. I remember when I first moved here to Texas, and everybody was like, "You got to go to Sweet George's Brown," and I went on a Sunday, and the line was wrapped around the building, so I knew it was
Yes,
good. Like once you
Okay.
see,
yes, yes, and here's the thing. Okay, the biggest challenge you're going to face, from my experience, is stepping away from the safety and security of a job that you're in.
Hmm.
Okay, you
accountability.
may not like that job, you may hate that job, but you know that you can keep on doing it. You won't get fired because you do what you have to do. Okay, but I don't want to step into potential challenges, and step away. Okay, but here's the thing: trust and believe, trust and believe. Okay, and if you need to, go to service. Talk to family members who you who you feel connected with. And when I say family members, I don't necessarily mean those of the same blood. Okay. Sometimes family are the brothers that you developed over time, they're sisters,
Mhm.
and you know, share with them how you feel. And Lord willing, they will be supportive individuals
Mm-hmm.
who will offer you sound advice rather than telling you, man, don't come in here with all that. I'm stupid. No.
Okay.
By the way, if that's the response you get, yeah, I'd say go look elsewhere.
Okay.
Probably need some new friends, huh?
But
Yeah.
that's wisdom. That's wisdom.
Yes.
I like that response. That's good. I always tell people whatever you do without effort, it's like if you can sing, you don't have to try to sing. Like when you're born with a certain gift, now you may hone it and you may get lessons or something, but whatever you do effortlessly, like it's just something you just love to do. That's your gift from God. Like you just love to do it and you just get up to it. And it doesn't mean that's the only gift you got, but you can zero in and be sure that that's one you can get training for and maximize and do that. Like you said, if you cook good, you sing good, or you like computers, and it's just something that you like to do effortlessly. You don't have to put a lot of effort into it. So that's one way to look at it. That's for our listeners, whoever listening to this, you can find out a lot of talents that you have, something that you just like to do. Sometimes you don't even see it as a talent because you do it so easily. You just get up, you just cook because, everybody here, you just sing because you used to sing since you've been a kid. You just drawing because you can draw. You may be an artist. So anything you just do without a thought. And sometimes you have to sit down and think about your life and say, what do I do without a thought? And everybody has that thing. They have some things that they just do.
Yes.
And we got to learn to appreciate our gifts too, right? I would love to be able to sing. I really would. But I already know I can't sing, right?
I don't sing either.
But right. But I have to, and I see so many people, and it's really I think a struggle in the body of Christ sometimes, because they'll see someone else's gift and they'll love it. They'll idolize it. I wish they'll belittle their own gift and say, well, I can't do X, Y, and Z. You know what I mean? So, if your gift is sewing, if your gift is speaking, if your gift is taking care of people, like you were talking about healthcare, but you're great at just taking care of people and making sure people are good. All of those are gifts and talents that are super important, in the body of Christ. And so I think, not belittling the things that God has put inside of us and stacking it up against someone else's gift that you might be excited about. So
yes,
that's the truth. That's awesome.
man, I love this conversation.
Yeah.
D'Andre,
And I would love to actually, maybe do a little work just doing, like little voice acting.
Okay.
If they need somebody to, help them out on The Simpsons, I was hitting the bar and everything. I gotta help. Hey, Vaughn, calm down. Okay, they're trying to talk over here. Okay, so.
Also, he good with them impressions.
He is.
What his mama said, he come from some good genes. Look at him. Look at him.
Yeah, and I love good genes. Just got some Calvin Kleins not too long ago. So.
You see that?
And I don't know if you saw your message from your wife. She did confirm that y'all were married when y'all were babies. So
she was like, yes, that's why we looking so young.
Oh, with the little lovey happy face. Okay.
So what's the last thing that you want to leave our audience with tonight, man? Words of wisdom. I mean, we're in a different time right now. In this world, like it feels different. There's a lot going on. But what's on your heart? What's near and dear? And then also, again, one more time, how people can get this project. Like I said, I'm encouraging everyone who watches this, go out and buy it. I'm sure streaming helps, but buying it helps even more. So
okay, I'll start.
Let's support.
Okay, so I can tell you one of the most positive things we can do at this time is to recognize that this is the United States. So we need to be united. Unfortunately, there is so much media that would like to divide us.
Yeah.
Okay. There's been so many times that I've been out and I've been, maybe standing in line with someone who looks, slightly of a different tone than I
Mm-hmm.
do,
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
and we're talking about something, we're talking about sports, or we're talking about food or something, and I'll share with them, I appreciate that. I appreciate the fact that we're talking to each other, because so much of the media would have you believe that we can't stand each other.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Okay. Like, for example, I was out of town, and we got out the plane. We were on the shuttle heading to the rental car place, and there was a gentleman there, once again, who's
Mm-hmm.
um and he was a Kansas City Chiefs fan.
Hmm.
I'm
All
a
right.
San Diego Chargers fan.
All right.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Now, on
Mm-hmm.
on game day, it's but we were sitting there talking, and like they were connecting with us, and yeah, he was very polite, and I like that. I like that, regardless of what you see, regardless of what you
Hmm.
hear, but especially now with politics being very, very strong in the media right now. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
understand that at their core, most people have more in common
Mm-hmm.
than what they don't. Okay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And not just people who look like you in the mirror and so forth. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. People want to be respected. People want to be loved. Okay. Most people want other people to be safe and to be well.
Yeah.
So try to avoid the negativity that, the enemy will try to send your way and try to put in your heart.
Mm-hmm.
And try to live your life, with joy and with peace, with care, concern, and respect for others.
I
That's
love it.
awesome.
I
Yes.
love it. And I think this is that especially goes for the church, because DeAndre, I can say that it hurts my heart when I see people in the body of Christ be divided over different things
Mm-hmm.
like that.
Hmm.
White, black, and different doctrine or whatever. But when it comes down to Republican, Democrat, or whatever, in the church, the main thing's the main thing. And you mentioned earlier about family and blood.
Right.
Family that's not necessarily blood. That's who we are in the body of Christ. The
Yes.
blood of
Yes.
Christ to join us, and should be the one thing that we see about each other. So even more so in the church, we should um, see that more prevalent, and we should be able to experience that just based off of the foundation of who we are in Christ. So I definitely thank you for that. And then as we love each other, let's step on the floor.
There you
Yeah, I
go.
did that. Step on the floor.
Yes,
Let's step.
indeed. And as you're saying, okay, my single is available on Tidal, Pandora, Apple Music, iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and more. And while you're watching this, if you happen to have your camera, I don't know if it'll show properly. Oh, there's a QR code. But yeah, okay. Well, it doesn't want to show properly. But well, actually, maybe. But
Okay, there you go. Hold it right there. Come up a little. Yeah, there you go. Back up just.
oh, I know it is, because the camera, because the background, it makes it blurry just a little bit. But
Mm-hmm.
If not,
uh,
send it to me, and I can edit
okay.
it in.
All right. Yes, and the QR code, it leads to the links to all the various music platforms,
Awesome.
and including Amazon Music. And yes, I would appreciate your support. I would
Yep.
appreciate your
Yes.
support. Okay. Because as I said, I have more music to, get in the studio, record, mix, and master.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And I'm looking forward to continuing on this journey.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to do what I need to do. I'm going to promote how I can promote. Whether it's in, I'm in Walmart, and I run to some people who look like they might be into R&B music, where I'm in a restaurant, things of that nature. I'm going to promote. And yes, God has given me this talent,
That's right.
and I'm going to use it to the best of my ability, because I can tell you what, if and when I hit that point, when I get past 1 million, you know what, I made a deal with the Lord. You know what? You get me to $1 million, and I promise you, I will give 10% in tithes.
There you go.
I
There
hear
you
you.
go.
DeAndre, I forgot to bring this up because while I was doing my research on you, I came across this video. It was like a news video of
Uh-huh. He
a
caught you.
special singing show that came to town, and you was out in the audience
Mhm.
and saw you. Like Like just how he broke out in the song here.
Come on.
The news reporter came up and asked him to kind of show something off, man. What show was that? Was that
X Factor?
X Factor, yeah.
And the compliment he gave about my voice.
Oh yeah.
Now, you pulling it up, Sheldon? You pulling it up for the people to see it?
Yeah, you want to see it?
I don't know. Is he okay with it?
Yes, ma'am.
I'm sure it is.
Okay, because you know you never know. You be like, oh no, man, not that one. This is not that video. No, but this is good. Did you tell them where to follow you at? Sheldon, do they know where to follow? How to follow him? You got any social media stuff that they can follow you?
Yes, Instagram and TikTok. Yes.
Okay, good.
And I'm working on getting the completion to the official artist page for YouTube. That's in process.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah,
and
that's
my Instagram. That's the at D'Andre Womack 24. That's the name both on Instagram and on TikTok.
Okay, awesome. Because we need them to know where to follow that voice at.
Thank you.
Yes, we need them to understand what's going to happen to their life. Changing. Now, so when you
keep talking.
I was gonna say, so now when you out, it's almost to the end of the show, and I wasn't gonna say it, but you're gonna have to tell us, Bobby Womack. You if you think you don't, who is he to you?
According to my family, he was he's a cousin of my father's.
Oh, okay. Because when you see Womack, it's like, first thing you think you lonely now. Wait until tonight.
Exactly. So I have, so I got I got a hill to climb. I got to, try to catch up with Bobby.
Okay. So that is family though. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, you see that Womack, and he can sing. Sheldon, somebody. Do they ask you that a lot or not so much?
Oh, interesting. Yes. Once they hear the name Womack, like, can you sing, brother?
Yep, there you go. That part right there. Can you
sing, brother?
And then when you bust up, they say, "Oh, yep, that's him. That's his family. That's him." And even if you didn't say it, even if y'all wasn't related, everybody would have made y'all related. They're like, "Oh yeah, that's his family. That's his cousin."
Oh right. Yes.
That's his daddy. That ain't his dad. Yes, it is. I know it is. You should have heard his voice. We're gonna make it up now. Now, you know what we do. We're gonna make it everything we don't know, we're gonna make it up. We're gonna fill in the gaps. Yeah, we're gonna make it up.
We're gonna fill in the bank.
We're gonna fill in the gap. Whatever you don't say, we fill in the space.
Okay. Okay, yes.
D'Andre Womack at D'Andre Womack 24. That's awesome.
Is that video on your page, D'Andre?
Yes, it's actually I posted it on TikTok.
Oh, it's on his TikTok page. Okay.
Oh, it's on TikTok. Okay, I'm trying to remember where I saw that.
Oh, okay.
It's also under my government name on YouTube.
Okay.
Before I went in the studio.
Your government name.
Government name. Now, what's his government name, or should we not say it on here? Look at his face.
Well, yeah, because I have a government, in the Instagram, in YouTube page and Facebook page that's more family related. Yes.
Got you. You got to have your business, and then you got to have your business.
Indeed.
Okay. X Factor. Here we come.
All right. So we'll go out on this. Again, go out, follow D'Andre Womack on TikTok, Instagram. Go out and support the album. The link will be in the description. I'll get the QR code, and we're gonna post that. So we're gonna make it easy for you to go out there and support this artistry, so that we can hear more of this, y'all. The more we support, the more we can hear great content. I love it.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Are up in Dallas for their shot at competing on the X Factor. Our Ruben Dominguez is with them to see who has it and who doesn't.
This is the day Texas has been waiting for. The X Factor has arrived in Dallas. Thousands of people have shown up to audition for a chance at the $5 million prize and a Sony recording contract, and they all think they can sing pretty darn good. Tell me, sir, your name. Where'd you come from?
Devon from Dallas, Texas.
All right, don't be shy, Yvonne. Sing something for me. Give me 10 seconds.
Okay.
Girl, I'm in love with you. This ain't the honeymoon. Past the infatuation phase. The silky smooth tones. I like that a lot. All right. You're just smiling. Smile big for the camera.
I love it. I love it.
Good.
Way to be ready, always ready to give it, man. That's how you know someone's on the right path there. So
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us. Again, y'all go support.
Talk show. Well,